Hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi. Today I'm actually wearing my braces because my orthodontist told me that I'm not wearing it enough. So I don't want to go back on my treatment and add more months. And already I need to wear it for 2 years, and it's a long period of time to wear this. It's a painstaking process. So I don't want to reverse. So I'm trying to. Now that I've done giving you information that you didn't ask for, let me go back to the topic, which is my current favorite perfumes from all the new releases. So it's a mix of so many different brands, but these are just perfumes that I've been really enjoying of late. They might not be 10 out of 10, maybe they are, I don't know. I just took out the perfumes that I've been using of late, but I'll go through my notes, I'll try them again. I'm going to let you know if they have matured and changed after my initial impressions of all these perfumes, because they're brand new. They're literally like maybe less than a month old. I'll go with the first one, which is the Swiss Arabian Incense 01. Now you guys know that I absolutely fell in love with this perfume. The moment I sprayed it, I was like, why was this not bottled previously? This is like an incense perfume. It literally smells like incense burning on coal, how like we do the bakhur at home. Oh shoot, I need to make the bakhur video also. So I'm gonna like make notes because I forget everything of late. I'm gonna be very quick about these, yeah, because I have like 15 perfumes on the table and I cannot go in depth with each and every one of them. This one retails for $65, and this is not like similar to anything I've experienced before or smelled before. I could be wrong. In my personal opinion, I haven't smelled anything like this. The top notes are frankincense, juniper, rum and bergamot. Middle notes of fig, lily of the valley, toasted almond and hazelnut. And the base notes of sandalwood, cedarwood, vanilla, dark chocolate, moss and frankincense. Now a lot of people are saying different things about this, but to my nose, this actually smells like a very aromatic Marcus. So what Marcus did, he locked himself. He's somehow learned how to open the cupboards now, and he opened the cupboard of his daddy and locked himself in, and then he was screaming. I looked around the entire house, couldn't find him, only to find him screaming inside the cupboard. So what Incense 01 smells like is resins, smoky resins, and a little added freshness in the opening of bergamot. And then you have all these other notes like in minuscules, like fig, your dark chocolate, a little bit of florals here and there. Honestly, I don't smell any of the nuts they have mentioned, like toasted almond and hazelnut, which are like very prominent notes, right? I don't smell any of that. In the dry down, it does get very woody and very earthy, but it's like very dry. It literally smells like smoke, and that incense smoke, but think of it as a aromatic, earthy, woody with slight florals kind of incense. You should be okay with liking incense perfumes, right? Smoky perfumes. And you must absolutely love frankincense to enjoy this perfume. For me, this is an absolute 10 out of 10. I think it's unisex. The Middle Eastern vibe is very strong in this. Projection is like 3 to 4 feet. Longevity 8+ hours. It doesn't leave your clothes or your skin for a very long time. So the performance of this perfume is also insane. I absolutely love this fragrance. I know it's a little bit pricey, but that's the case with all the Swiss Arabian perfumes. Anyways, I find myself gravitating towards this a lot. It kind of gives me comfort as well, because I love the smell of incense, and you need to absolutely love the smell of burning frankincense especially to appreciate this perfume. Next we have Teriaq Intense by Latafa. You know me, I did not like the OG Teriaq at all. I'm one of those few, not actually few people, 50%, you know, it was a hit or a miss with the OG Teriaq. This, however, is something I really appreciate. This is an oriental spicy. It retails for around $45. The top notes for this are saffron, bergamot, middle, plum liquor, and cinnamon, and the base notes of amber, tonka bean, and benzoin. In the opening, you do smell that bergamot freshness with saffron. In the middle, you get the plum liquor, but like ever so mildly. It's not very liquor-like. It does have a hint of spices here and there, but the base is all about your amber, your vanilla, your tonka bean. It gets sweeter, darker, deeper towards the dry down. Apparently, it smells like Tom Ford's Plum Japanese, but I haven't smelled that one, so I don't know. I do feel like there's a cashmere note also in the dry down. It becomes very warm, cozy, Like the more it dries down, the better it gets. So the opening is a little too fresh for my liking for this kind of perfume. But I like the experience. So in the dry down, it becomes amazing. The only drawback of this perfume, I would say, is that the longevity is not that strong. It stays on your skin for sure for a very, very long time. It stays on your clothes, but you need to really sniff it hard to smell it. It won't project for a very, very long time. No, it does not smell like khamra or angel share or any of those DNAs. Although it's boozy, it's a different kind of boozy. It somehow gets a little powdery in the base as well. So it's the dry down. It's the dry down which is amazing. Now, this one is again a unisex perfume. I will give it a 10 out of 10 because yes, I will buy this perfume again just because it's something so easy to wear. This is all day, all weather, although I don't find it to be, what do you call it? Middle Eastern. It is mildly Middle Eastern, I would call it. Some people might feel it's Middle Eastern. The projection is a good 2 to 3 feet. Longevity, I would say, I will still give it an 8 hours longevity because it does, you smell it on yourself, but people around you might not be able to smell it. You do need to refresh this a lot. So don't expect like a crazy lasting power if you go for this one. I think you can wear this all day in all weather. Maybe in summer daytime, be a little bit careful. It might get a little cloying. Next we have Nuha Cherry Blush. This is by Khadlaj. I think I'm forgetting to show you guys the bottle. I love this cherry perfume because it doesn't smell like any other cherry perfume I like. That's like number one. Number one, that was like, okay, I'm sold. Secondly, the combination of cherry and jasmine in this was beautiful. This is something I've not come across. So it opens very cherry and like wine. Think of like that cherry note and the wine note combined. It's very boozy as well. But that quickly changes to a powdery floral, and that floral is a prominent jasmine. Top notes cherry rum wine, middle notes of jasmine, rose, orris, raspberry and cedar wood, and the base notes of tonka, labdanum, vanilla, vetiver, musk and sandalwood. The opening, that boozy cherry almost smells like a sangria, and then when it moves to the florals, it smells like a combination of jasmine and rose. Rose very, very less, jasmine more, but somehow it is even powdery, so I know it's not making sense, but boozy and powdery together. The woody notes in the base like ground the perfume. It's slightly sweet. It's not too sweet for a cherry perfume, which I also admire. Now, comparing this to Ophidian Black Cherry by Paris Corner, they do have something similar. It is the powdery cherry and that boozy note, that wine note. But Ophidian kind of goes into oud, whereas this stays very, very floral. That's the difference between the two. And also Black Cherry is a little extra powdery. This is not that powdery. I cannot choose between the two. They both are like amazing. You guys know I love my Black Cherry and I absolutely love Nuha as well now. The woody earthy notes in the dry down are quite dark, and overall this perfume is, to my nose at least, it's quite dark. I will call this like a woody floral. It retails for only $25 for 100 ml on the Khadlaj website over here. I know it's a floral perfume, but I would prefer wearing this during fall winter or in spring summer only in the evenings. There's no Middle Eastern vibe in this. The projection is 2 to 3 feet. Longevity I would say is approximately 7 hours. And my rating for this is a massive 10 out of 10. Next we have another one from Khadlaj which I recently reviewed. If I'm not mistaken, it was the previous video. This is called Tobac Extra from their private blend collection. They have Musk Ice and Tobac Extra. I know the bottle doesn't look like a main attraction, but this perfume is literally like a showstopper. Some women might find this a little masculine, and if you know my taste, I'm okay with this kind of masculine. I'm not okay with the blue perfumes or the gym bro kind of perfume. Those kind of perfumes I can't wear. But this kind of masculine perfume is right up my alley. The top notes are saffron, nutmeg and cinnamon, middle notes of tobacco, incense and orris, and the base notes are patchouli, oud and vanilla. Tobac Extra is probably like the best tobacco, spices, vanilla combination with incense. Like all of it is rounded so well. And I recently opened this perfume and I just feel like it's maturing pretty quickly. And it just feels more, I was going to say collaborate. It smells more, okay, the word is not coming in my mind, but like very well blended or rounded, like I say, like the sphere is complete. You know, when I say there's a crack in the sphere somewhere, it's not completed somehow. This is not like that anymore. It's like a very, very complete perfume. So this again is a 10 out of 10 for me. Although this is a very, very Middle Eastern perfume. So think of tobacco, oud with spices and vanilla on the side and a little bit of incense. The incense is not too smoky. And in the dry down, it also has this earthy animalic vibe, which I really like. But it is not in prominence again. It's all like very well balanced. When you read the notes, you would think this perfume is very, very obnoxious, which it is not, which is why I feel I can wear it. If it was very obnoxious, I would like absolutely say this is for guys and I cannot pull this off. I can definitely. I see myself wearing this like a lot. As a matter of fact, in the evenings, I recently wore this for an event as well. Well, I combined a few perfumes, but this one was one of them. And the best part about this perfume is that cooling saffron which stays from the beginning till the end. Now, this is not a safe blind buy, especially for women. You need to try this before you buy it, because don't take my word for it. My taste can lean a little masculine, so I don't want to mislead you. You must try this before you buy it. I think this is a fall-winter perfume, very sweater weather. Middle Eastern vibe in this is quite high. The projection is 3 feet. Longevity definitely 8 hours, and my rating for this again is a 10 out of 10. Next one is a perfume that I've been using a lot. Again, this is like a very recent buy. Teriaq was still like something I got like some time ago. Ighwa is something I recently got and I absolutely love it. This is my favorite version of YSL Tuxedo. It's the same kind of genre, the same DNA. Just like better made, better composed. I don't know why I've forgotten that word. But it's just very well composed. This retails for $55 in the UAE for 100 ml. The top notes for this are pink pepper, mandarin, orange and coriander. Middle notes of violet leaves, patchouli, cedarwood and rose. And the base notes of amber, extreme, leather, musk, vanilla and moss. It starts very nicely with like this bitter mandarin orange note mixed with that violet leaf. But then it also has those spices with the coriander, so that pepper and coriander. But coriander is a note that I was really concerned about, but it's like so well done in this. Very soon you get like this woody, earthy notes that come in. It's not very like, it doesn't change too drastically. It's quite linear. It's just the opening that's very, very strong, and then like it fades off and then the perfume stays the same. So in the middle to the dry down, you get this earthy, woody vibe with like just a touch of rose. It's not like prominently there, which is why I feel this is like not a rose perfume at all. And of course, the star of the show is the base notes, which are amber, vanilla, and that hint of leather. Leather done so beautifully, not overpowering, not taking over any of the other notes. You just know that leather is what makes this perfume what it is, but it is not obnoxious, strong, or coming forward too much. It's just done right. It is a bittersweet, animalic, earthy, vanilla amber perfume. Just very well blended, done right. I absolutely love it. This again is a 10 out of 10. To my nose, this is an absolutely unisex perfume, although some women might think this is a little bit masculine. Middle Eastern vibe in this is mild. It does smell like somewhat Middle Eastern. The projection is around 2 feet. Longevity is 8 hours for sure. From the get-go, from the moment I sprayed this perfume, it was very well blended, matured, nicely made. I mean, you can see. If I just recently received it, how did I finish that much, you know? I love spraying this perfume. I wear it very often to the office because it does exert a kind of presence and everything, which I like. That's the kind of perfumes I prefer wearing to my office. Next, we have another one from French Avenue. This is the Coco Morado. That's the bottle. So you know you have your Oud Azure or something, and then you have your liquid broom, which I absolutely loved, and it was a 10 out of 10 as well. This is so different. So this is like Maison Crivelli's Oud Crescendo. Think of it like so much more bolder and stronger. This is heavily Middle Eastern. So you absolutely need to love Middle Eastern perfumes to love this one. It's very heavy on oud. If you see the notes, you'll know what I'm talking about. In the top, you have cinnamon, saffron, nutmeg, cardamom, ginger, and pepper. Very, very spicy. Then in the middle, you have myrrh, agarwood, oud, sugarcane, davana, dates, incense, caramel, and amberwood. Again, very, very Middle Eastern with the resins, with the oud. And then in the base, you have leather, tonka, mate, labdanum, Madagascar vanilla, benzoin, cacao butter, patchouli, and musk. So yes, think of a very, very aggressive, overpowering, obnoxious perfume, which is a combination of oud, leather. But when I say obnoxious, it doesn't smell like cheap obnoxious. It smells like a very rich obnoxious. This has to be like that 1% people, you know, who just don't give a damn about the rest of us, peasants. It's also slightly incensey, which makes it a little bit more mysterious as well. And by the way, when it dries down, give it like a little time. When it dries down and moves completely in the base, that's where all the magic happens. That's where it subsides. It becomes less obnoxious. And that's where you start like falling in love with this perfume. I gave it an instant 10 out of 10 because I know these kind of perfumes. I know how they will perform for the rest of the day, 8+ hours for sure. 24 hours as a matter of fact. It'll just not leave your clothes till you wash them. But I also know the perfume progression. Like I know how, after a few hours how the perfume will smell like, because this is a very, very Middle Eastern DNA for sure. Nothing sticks out like a sore thumb. Again, very well blended, very grown-up perfume. Let's just call it that. It's a little mature. I would say this is definitely unisex leaning masculine. So you need to be okay with strong oud leather perfumes to appreciate this one. Again, 10 out of 10. This was a very, very easy. So far it's been easy except for the Intense, the Teriaq Intense. The rest of them were like very easy 10 out of 10s for me. Now the next one is again from French Avenue. I think I took all these out from my folder. That's why they all are from one brand. So you have the Arsh. Thank you everybody who told me about the meaning in Germany. Now every time I say this name, I start laughing. This is such a welcome change from the rest of the perfumes because this is so fresh, so green, so herbal, so citrus. Think of an aromatic citrus perfume. This is it. This is a little expensive though. This is again the same price as your Incense 01. This is $68 for 100 ml. Top notes are grapefruit bergamot, very much so. All you smell in the opening is this cold grapefruit and bergamot. There's some kind of coolness in the background. I don't know what it is and they've not listed it. In the middle you have neroli and almond. Almond being very, very muted. You don't really smell it. It's done right. So even if you don't like the almond smell, it doesn't smell like marzipan or anything like that, okay? In the base you have vetiver and musk. I think the almond note is okay because they didn't combine it with tonka. So you get like this mild neroli note, but it is also quite green. And the more it dries down, it gets this subtle, that musky vibe, which makes it a little bit more calm, less like citrus. Let's just say like toning down the citrus. It smells like an expensive spa. It just smells like the perfect perfume that you would want to spray on yourself in summer heat. I would not wear this in spring. I would literally reserve this for summer and daytime. I just don't know what that mintiness is in the background. It doesn't really translate to mint or menthol or any of those notes. There's just some kind of aromatic in the background. That's all I can say and that's all I can describe it as. I love it. I think this is unisex. Again, like slightly masculine just because it's so citrus aromatic, but doesn't have lavender. If they had added lavender to this, I wouldn't wear this. I would be like, this is an Ali perfume. This is not Ali perfume or my husband's perfume. This is like my perfume. You can get this for your man. You can get this for yourself. I am backing this perfume like 100% for summer. I'll put this in my summer list, spring, summer. I'll make it together, the spring, summer. It doesn't make sense to me to make a separate spring. I don't have that many floral perfumes that I'll be like, oh, you know what, specifically for spring. Or maybe I do, I don't know. Once I take out the perfumes, I'll know if I need to segregate them as spring and summer separately. Anywho, projection to 2 feet. Longevity, I would say, is like 7 hours. 10 out of 10, hands down. No Middle Eastern vibe. Unisex leading, very slightly masculine. Next we have one from Arabia. This is called Nyla Suede. Now you guys know I love this perfume. The bottle is very cute as well. This is an animalic gourmand. That's what I call it because this is like your very, very toffee, caramel, vanilla perfume with like that suede note. In the opening you have like praline, vanilla, and then you have like a hint of coconut as well in the background. And it takes it like a good like couple of minutes for the suede to reveal itself. So initially you will be like, is this just a generic gourmand perfume? But from the get-go you don't feel it's a cheap perfume. Let me tell you the notes. The top notes are coconut, praline and caramel cream. So yes, in the opening you get the praline, caramel, and it's very creamy. Then in the middle you have vanilla milk, cashmere wood and ylang ylang. Honestly, don't be scared. I know like me, like a person who doesn't usually like yellow florals, ylang ylang is something I'm very scared of. But in this it's done very well. It's mildly there. In the dry down, you have musk, ambergris, sandalwood and leather. Although they say it's leather, I disagree. I think it's suede. I mean the name is suede, but they listed leather. I don't know. Doesn't smell leather. And the suede note also, it's like a very creamy soft suede. It almost just smells like cashmere, you know. So don't get scared of the suede note. It doesn't smell like a shoe or your jacket or something like that. Anyhow, if you want a creamy gourmand, if you want to move away from those heavy sickly gourmands and you want to add like, you know, maybe like a goth person or like, I usually give examples of vampire. I'm sorry guys, I'm just like born like this. I don't know why I do it, but I'm just like this. So if it was like a younger generation vampire, I know they would be still hundreds of years old, but they were like the modern generation. They would probably wear like a gourmand, which would smell like this. It's very, very beautiful. Would I have preferred the suede note to be a little topped up over here? Yes, but then I think it would have ruined it for a lot of people. So I think commercially, this will do much better than what I had imagined this perfume to smell like. The suede note is not that powerful, so don't get scared of it. $35 for an 80 ml feminine, no Middle Eastern vibe. I would say the projection is like 2 feet, longevity approximately 7 hours. Massive 10 out of 10. I think this is suitable for fall, winter, day, night, wear it whenever you feel like. Now since we are on Arabiyat, I have the Aariz Absolute. And everybody knew that I will like this perfume. Why? Because it smells like Shagaf Oud Tonka or like BDK's Velvet Tonka, just sweeter. So everybody who felt like Shagaf Oud Tonka was incomplete because you felt like that sweetness was missing or there was something missing. They just decided, the Arabia people, let us make what people thought was missing from those perfumes, you know. So you have literally on the top mandarin, cinnamon bark and almond, which was listed in the other one as well. Middle notes of rose, orange flower and amber, and the base you have sandalwood, tonka bean and vanilla. So in this definitely you have the tonka and almond combination, which is very, very marzipan like. So if you don't like the smell of marzipan, stay away from this. Plus this has that added sweetness, so you know it smells like marzipan, you know. However, if you're like me and you like the complexity of the smell of the combination of almond with tonka bean and that slight white floral with the sweetness of vanilla and that creaminess of that sandalwood and a little bit of musk as well, it's a very beautiful perfume. Again, this smells a little silky, and the cinnamon bark in this also like kind of adds like this cooling sensation. It's spicy, but it doesn't give warmth. Instead, it just makes it smell a little cooling. But it's not cinnamon to an extent where it smells like that cinnamon chewing gum or strongly of cinnamon, you know. Gorgeous perfume, 10 out of 10, obviously, because I love this DNA profile. I know this is not going to be for everybody, you know, so just think about it. If you don't like the chemically smell of almond, you're not going to like this perfume. But for me, this is a 10 out of 10. No Middle Eastern vibe. I think this is a unisex perfume, but leans slightly feminine because of those florals and sweet notes. I think Shagaf Oud Tonka is more unisex than this one. The projection is 2 to 3 feet, longevity approximately 7 hours. Did I tell you the price for this? $68 for 100 ml. Okay, so we have some sweet perfumes, we have some dark perfumes, we have some zesty perfumes. Let me do a little bit of change. And this is the Voux Zeste from the Emir line by Paris Corner. This smells exactly like the bottle. It's super zesty, super like refreshing. Like it's Zerjoff Lira with a twist. So this is like a more citrus version of Zerjoff Lira. It doesn't smell exactly the same, guys, you know, so don't go into this thinking this smells like Lira, you'll be disappointed. The top notes for this are blood orange, bergamot and lavender. Literally, you smell the blood orange, like the smell, the taste, everything, you can feel it in your mouth when you spray this perfume. In the middle, you have cinnamon, licorice and jasmine. I can barely smell licorice in here. I can smell the jasmine, which is very, very non-indolic, so this is going to make the perfume smell lighter as opposed to the heavy indolic vibe, which is not present at all in the jasmine of Voux Zeste. And in the base you have vanilla, musk and caramel, which is like, to my nose, it smells more vanilla musk than caramel. I can barely smell any caramel. As a matter of fact, I can't smell any of that. I feel like this is a combination in the dry down of vanilla and musk. This is the kind of gourmands I need in my collection from now on. Like, although it does have that vanilla and your musk and apparently caramel as well, the fresh notes are so strong in this that this is my summer preference. Like, I almost cannot call this a gourmand perfume. This is more of a aromatic citrus to me. Plus it retails for only $35, which is awesome. I think this again is unisex but leans very, very feminine because of that sweetness of vanilla in the dry down. I would say daytime, spring, summer. No Middle Eastern vibe. Projection is like 2 feet. Longevity I would say is like 7 hours. And I know this perfume is going to mature a little bit more and get more rounded. Right now I do feel that sphere is not completed. So once like it matures, it'll get there. But already it's a perfume that I've been using like crazy. Initially I'd given it a 9 out of 10. I'm changing my review to 10 out of 10. I really like it. See, now I'm feeling like wearing this to the office today. Next we have another one from Paris Corner. This is called the Coconut Lagoon. And recently somebody told me what this smells like and I've completely forgotten about it. I should have written it down. The more this is maturing, somehow I'm getting some melon note in this as well, which the rock melon kind of smell, you know, not rock melon, the green one, what is it called? Musk melon. It smells like musk melon. So on the top you have lemon, mandarin and bergamot. In the middle you have apple, watermelon and oh, that's the watermelon. And the base notes has vanilla and coconut. Now usually I hate watermelon in my perfumes. I cannot bear it. That's why the coral, the recent one, Anna Abiyat, Lampet Trees, you know, these kind of perfumes, not for me. But in this, the watermelon, it's almost smelling like a melon and not watermelon. It smells like the green portion of the watermelon and not the red part, if you know what I mean. So opening, let's just say lemon, mandarin. It's more of lemon and bergamot in the opening than the mandarin. The mandarin probably is just like the skin of the mandarin and not really the juicy part. And in the middle then you have your watermelon, but for sure I can smell the caramel. Caramel is slightly clashing with the rest of the notes. I kept thinking what it was because the caramel is becoming a little heavy compared to the rest of the composition. So there's a slight clash, but it's not bothering me that much. The apple is also something. So there were two notes in this which I absolutely don't like, apple and watermelon, and they both are present over here. I cannot smell the apple, to be honest with you. I don't know where it's there, but apparently it's there. And in the base you have vanilla and coconut, which coconut is again a slight hint, and the vanilla also I feel is almost invisible. It's more of that thickness of caramel which is present ever so slightly, which I will keep repeating that it's causing a little bit of a clash, but it doesn't bother me. This is a happy pick-me-up perfume. It almost smells like a perfume that a surfer girl would wear. Now I know this is unisex, but I would somehow prefer a woman to wear this. Anybody who likes citrus perfumes with like this hint of creamy coconut, you're gonna absolutely love it. There's nothing much to think about it. It's not a very sophisticated perfume or not something that makes you think a lot. It's a very simple perfume and I like it for my upcoming summer in Dubai. I know I will rock this, I know I'm going to enjoy this a lot, but I will not give this a complete 10 out of 10 just because of that little clashing note. Again, doesn't bother me, but not a 10 out of 10. When I finish this bottle, probably not purchasing it again. But we'll see. We'll see if I miss it or not. There's no Middle Eastern vibe in that one. Projection is like 1 to 2 feet. Longevity, I would say, is like 6 to 7 hours. Okay, going back to darker perfumes. Now we have one perfume that I fell in love with. It's a boozy perfume. This is the Royal Blend Vintage by, was this Fragrance World or French Avenue? Oh, it's French Avenue. Guys, I fell in love with this perfume. So I was so freaking excited when I smelled this because I went into it thinking, oh no, this is going to be like a slight variation of Angel Share. Because see, the moment I smell it in the air, I'm just like, where were you all my life? Where were you all my life? You know, it's so beautiful. This is an Oriental Vanilla. Retails for $40 for 100 ml. It definitely smells boozy. It smells like alcohol and it smells like those amber colored alcohols, you know, like this color. The top note of Davana, middle notes of helichrysum, rum, tonka bean and chocolate. Base notes of sandalwood, amber, cedarwood, labdanum, tolu, balsam, moss, musk and vanilla. Oh my god, tongue twister. Especially because I'm wearing the braces. It smells like a beautiful exotic wood bark which is brewing in rum with like a little bit of tea note as well, which is not listed. To add sweetness, you've added a little bit of honey, a little bit of dark chocolate, but the dark chocolate is not the sweetened one. So the sweetness is coming through honey, and the more it's brewing, the darker it's getting, and that infusion of the smell of that bark, the woody smell in that rum with that sweetness of honey, the dark chocolate, and that ever so slight green note, oh my word. It also has like a little earthiness from the moss. It has a little bit of balsams. It smells very dark, rich. It's very, very balsamic, by the way, yeah? And it smells aged. It smells like it aged in a wooden barrel for the longest time. And then you open the barrel and you got this whiff of this brew, you know? And that's what it smells like. It's gorgeous. I absolutely adore this perfume. It's 10 out of 10 for sure. I feel this is unisex. Please, more than if you think Angel Share was unisex, you're gonna think this is unisex. I love it. Ooh, next another one. You know, I've just realized that there's so many French Avenue perfumes over here. That's like, I just fell in love with. That's why I keep saying their recent releases have been amazing. The next one is no different. This is Chocola Addict by French Avenue again. The bottle itself is like so beautiful. And the way I describe this, I still stick to this because I, again, have used up so much of this perfume already because I like it so much. It smells like you opened a box of dark chocolates that's filled with orange liquid, you know, the orange fruit liquid, but it's boozy. You know when you open that box, how it smells, that's the opening. It follows with like this beautiful incense, which smells like myrrh burning and ever so slight hint of leather. And the image I got in my head, which I think described the perfume perfectly, it smells like a woman dressed in a bodycon, black bodycon dress, wearing high heels with the red base, you know, the red sole. And she's chilling on her Chesterfield sofa and she's eating those chocolates, and then there's incense burning in the corner of the room, and the whole ambience is very dark. It's nighttime and she's just giving herself the treat just before going out, but she's dressed up to go somewhere to impress, you know, and this is how her room smells like right now. So beautiful, very unique perfume. Some people message that this smells like chocolate greedy. Now I smell chocolate greedy like ages ago. That perfume is like freaking old. But all I could smell was like malt kind of chocolate in that. So I don't know. This is very like myrrh, leather. Like I don't know if it's the same vibe or not. But I'll try to get my nose on chocolate greedy once again and see if it smells alike. Even if it smells like chocolate greedy, it definitely has some kind of variation. There's a mild Middle Eastern vibe to this, specifically because of that burning myrrh. It's unisex, but I would prefer a woman wearing this, so this is unisex leaning feminine. Weather, I would say, is like any weather but nighttime, and it's a dress-up perfume. The projection is like 2 feet, and I would say the longevity is 7 to 8 hours. And this is again a 10 out of 10 for me. So gorgeous. This retails for $45 for a 100 ml. Next, we have another one from Fragrance World. This is their logo, and they have made 2 signature perfumes. There's Signature and Signature Pearl, and I think it was meant to be his and hers, but honestly speaking, this is something I will wear. I will not give this to Ali. I will keep it for myself because I feel this is a very unisex perfume. It is a very aromatic, spicy, earthy perfume. Again, $45 for a 100 ml, and apparently it smells like Boa Imperial. The top notes for this are pepper and basil. It smells very pepper basil like, but just like there, and then quickly moves on to your earthy notes but dry earth like vetiver, and a whole lot of woody notes, but the woods over here smell like mulch, or mulch that's a little wet. And in the base you have patchouli and akigala. Probably that wet earth I'm feeling because of the patchouli and not because of the woody notes. The perfume literally smells of these notes. Black pepper is a prominent note in it. Basil, yes, as a supportive note to the pepper, and then you have a whole lot of like dark woods with like a beautiful earthy dried up. It literally smells like a strong gust of wind that's coming from a forest that has aromatic, spicy plantations and trees and dark wood, and it's just rained, and that you get this whiff of wind. Gorgeous, and it's very beast mode. It's high performance perfume. Unisex, probably slightly leaning masculine. No Middle Eastern vibe, I would say. It's a dark perfume but not Middle Eastern at all. Projection is like 3 to 4 feet, I'm not joking. Performance 8+ hours. Longevity is of 8+ hours. This is an absolute winner for me, 10 out of 10. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Next, I have 2 perfumes over here, the last 2, which I surprisingly have lost my notes for, which is so strange because there's no other place I would keep my notes. It's only in my folder. So either I filed it wrong or threw them by mistake. But you have Rose Honey by Mason Asrar. The notes for this are plum, clove and mandarin orange on top. The middle notes are tobacco, labdanum and mate, and the base notes of honey, vanilla and tonka bean. This to me is a very linear perfume but very, very sophisticated. It smells definitely like a honey perfume, but not an animalic honey. It smells like a rich honey, the sweet part of it, along with that boozy plum. The plum almost smells like prunes over here. It has equal hints of clove and tobacco in it. It's not very heavy on tobacco, so this is probably one of the best sweet tobacco honey perfumes I've ever laid my nose on. In the base you also have honey, vanilla and tonka bean. Marcus, you want to go out? Come, wake up. If you've smelled mate, you know how it smells like. That mate note is also there, but like way at the back. The prominent notes I would say is like that sweet honey with the prune note, and then you have like this equal proportion of clove and tobacco, which is less prominent than the honey and prune. You also get like the smoky vibe from the perfume, so it's a very smoky, sweet honey tobacco perfume. It's not very complicated, but it does smell quite elegant and sophisticated, and I cannot imagine this on a man for some reason. Although I do feel it's unisex, I feel this is meant for women. This again is a dark, mysterious, beautiful perfume meant to be worn in the evenings for dinner dates. This would be a very, very sexy perfume, by the way, for a dinner date. This is something, a perfume that will call people around you. Although it's like that rich, sweet, which is honey, it smells elegant and expensive somehow, you know. So it will definitely make a very good impression on everybody. I know this retails for around like $35 to $40 for 100 ml. My rating for this is an absolute 10 out of 10. Projection is like 2 feet to 3 feet. Longevity I would say is 8 hours. I would prefer this in fall winter in the evenings. Again, a very dress up perfume, no Middle Eastern vibe. And last but not the least is Farah by Paris Corner. This was one of their recent releases, but for some reason it got delayed in releasing on websites. Maybe it was available in store, but on the websites it was like somehow not present. This is so stunning. This is Side Effect, Initial Side Effect, and I feel it has like a hint of Infinite Rose as well. Atomic Rose, sorry, not Infinite Rose, Atomic Rose. The top notes for this are rum and saffron, heart notes of cinnamon and cedar, and the base notes of vanilla and tobacco. It retails for around $40, $35 to $40 for 100 ml. To my nose, it smells like rum. Saffron for sure in the opening. It's very cold, it's very dark, it's very mysterious, it's definitely quite goth. But then I smell like a little bit of rose as well, a little bit of black pepper, and it has like this berry kind of vibe as well. So I don't know, there are definitely some hidden notes. Rose is not mentioned, any kind of dark berries are not mentioned, but I can actually smell them. Farah is literally a perfume that reminds me of the color dark purple. Again, the tobacco in this is not so prominent, the woody notes in this are like quite strong. The sandalwood in here almost smells like if furniture was made of sandalwood, and then it would have velvet cushions and stuff on top of it, you know, like, you know those old school furniture for kings and queens. It kind of like gives me that vibe, and plus like that darkness of I don't know, I can smell like a roseberry kind of something going on in the background. And pepper, I can definitely smell pepper in here. Nevertheless, 10 out of 10, amazing. To be worn fall winter in the evenings only because it's quite strong. Is this unisex? No, I would prefer this on a woman. Many people might disagree with me, but to me this is a very feminine, dark feminine kind of perfume. Projection, I would say 2 to 3 feet. Longevity is like around 7 hours. Gorgeous, stunning perfume. I said this before, I'm gonna say it again. Normally perfumes that are packaged in purple bottles that look like this, or you know, any of the, like, you know, Amethyst is one of my absolute favorite perfumes ever. This is like same, like I would say same genre, although this is not a rose forward perfume. It does like give that dark mysterious vibe, and these are the kind of perfumes I gravitate towards a lot. So guys, that's it for this video. I am sure that I can't see the time I've been recording, but I've been recording for quite some time. I'm going to try and make many more compilations like this for you starting from now. In between, I will still have some new hauls because a lot of new perfumes are still being released by all the brands. I'm actually waiting for French Avenue and Fragrance World to send across some perfumes to me. Khadlaj has sent across some brand new perfumes for me. Knowing me, I'll probably end up revealing them and reviewing them because I just cannot wait. They're not available yet, but I would love to already review them for you. And then Paris Corner came up with some brand new perfumes. I recently went for one of their iftar parties and they launched 3 brand new perfumes, out of which one I'm allowed to reveal, so I'll reveal that one particular perfume in the next video. I hope I was brief and to the point with all the perfumes for this video, because like these are like my current favorites from the new ones. Current favorites, like if I say from all time, I cannot make it in part 1, part 2, part 3. It'll go to maybe like 7-8 parts, so I can't make one of those for you. Although that would not be a bad idea, 1 month of just like, you know, my all-time favorites. Maybe I'll do that for the 12 days of Christmas or something. Maybe those 12 days of Christmas will just be my favorite perfumes of all time, you know, like 12 parts. That's it for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.